Okay, so welcome to Auction Nemesis Talk Show. I'm Ken Corbin, your licensed bonded auctioneer within the state of Ohio, and we're going to discuss. A lot of people have asked about getting into the auction business, about pallet sales, um, how we do auctions, claimants, stuff like that. So I figured I would take a moment and we would go ahead and go over some of the ins and outs of different types of what goes on, basically. So, anyways, in a nutshell, most people want to get into the auction business because they think that they're going to make a ton of money. That's so far from the truth. Okay. The auction business is something that you're eating, as Patrick Swayze said in Dirty Dancing, you're eating a steak and having people put diamonds in your pocket 1 minute, and then the next minute you're eating jelly beans to survive. That is really the case. You can literally, I mean, the auction business is so competitive that, um, I mean, there are so many people trying to get into it because they think it's so easy. It's not an easy business. It's very cutthroat, if you will. Um, so now the first thing is last year the state of Ohio um, had put into play that you have to be a licensed bonded auctioneer in order to do an online sale or a live sale. Now, that's always been the case for a live sale, but for an online sale, the state said no, you can't represent yourself as an auction house or as an auctioneer without having the license. Now, a lot of people were like, oh, that's crazy, blah, blah, blah. And I myself thought, well, that's okay. But then they turned around and they shortened the process of how to become an auctioneer, which was really, I, I guess you would call me an old timer as far as auctioneers go. But a lot of us that have been auctioneers for several years, we were really very upset about this whole concept. Used to be you had to go to school for 2 weeks. You had to take an apprentice test. You had to post a bond, $10,000 bond. Um, you had to apprentice for a year, and you had to do at least 12 sales. So, with that being said, then the state comes in and says, well, other states don't have apprenticeships. So they wanted to change this up. Now, I don't know if that is for the best or not. Um, I was like, you know what, this isn't cool. Um, you still have to go to school for 2 weeks. You still have to post your bond, and you still have to go take your test. But if you once you do that, you become an auctioneer. You don't have to apprentice for a year or do 12 sales. And so, with that being said, that really upset us older people because we were like, wait a minute, we paid our dues. Now, anybody that goes out and goes to school for 2 weeks, passes the test, they don't have to have an auctioneer sponsor them. They don't have to do 12 sales. They don't have to apprentice for a year. They can just go out and do this. And the problem that I have with this is there's a difference with being book smart and being street smart. And so you have a lot of these people that go out and get their license and they don't really know what the situation is or how to do this. Um, 2 years, Nathan. I'm getting text messages over here. Shawnette, we are at 4006 Mahoning in Canton, right across from the Factory of Terror and the Hideaway Restaurant. We're going to be moving up towards Alliance. And once we get up there, we'll let everybody know what's going on up there. As far as I know, we're still keeping this building here. We got some other ideas what to do with it. By the way, there is a sale today. This is the 30th. We're having a sale, an online sale today at 4 o'clock. So, anyways, so yeah, then every 2 years you have to re-up your license. So, and if you don't, then you lose your license, and then you have to go through the process all over again, basically. So, you know, for for me, being an auctioneer is a very important thing. I invested a lot of time, energy, and money into being an auctioneer. So I don't want people to think, um, okay, Nathan, run it by me when you get here, bud. I don't want people to think that, um, because to me it's very, very important. And I got people calling me, knocking on my door, and saying, hey, we just got our license. Can you help us? And I don't want to turn anyone away, but for real, if you're going to do this, this isn't something that you just do willy nilly, if you will. This is something that you have to respect, because here's the deal: you can get into trouble if you don't know what you're doing. And just because you go to school and take a test doesn't mean that you know what you're doing. You got the baseline process down, but you don't understand how to take consignments, how to fill out the paperwork. How Listen, public relations, customer service, all these things are part of. You got to know when to say yay and nay. You got to say, hey, listen. I honestly, today's the 30th of December 2023. I had a gentleman walk into our building and say, listen, I have this store. Please come down and take a look at it. I just closed it, and I want you to auction off everything in the store. And I went down there and I took a look at it, and I had to tell the guy, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. Because it's not that the guy was a very nice guy. It's just, I didn't really see anything there that was worth my time and energy. You got to make sure it's worth your time and energy, because keep in mind, you're always going to have expenses. No matter what the situation is, you're always going to have expenses. Um, so, just like right here, I have this building. I have electric, gas, internet, and then when we do the sales, I have people I have to pay. So, not to mention that I don't take in a lot of consignments, but I do buy a lot of merchandise that I turn around and resell. And then you have to collect sales tax. You have to pay the state. I mean, everybody's got their hand out when you have a business. So for those of you that are doing this, that just, we're just going to do this for fun, which I like to tell everybody, I do this for fun, but I've been at it for so long, it is fun. I used to tell people that the auction business was a game, and it was the greatest game in the world. You sold as much as you could for as long as you could, and whoever died with the most toys won. That's not necessarily the case anymore, because the economy sucks. Interest rates are up, prices are up, food, gas, merchandise, everything's up. I mean, we used to be able to buy truckloads of merchandise for 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, and pay, anywhere from $700 to $1,000 to have it delivered right to our door. Now that same delivery is going to cost you $3,000, $4,000. Heaven forbid you get anything from California or Florida or Texas, and it just keeps going up, 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 and up. So, anyways, and then people, it was kind of interesting because people keep buying. They want these pallets, and I never tell people that it's a bad idea to buy pallets. I always encourage people to do that. Whatever you want to do, whatever makes you happy, go ahead and do it. So, but the pallet business is a difficult business, and you'll see right now there are more people out there selling and dealing in pallets than at any other time in the history of this type of industry. These people are buying and selling pallets, buying to resell pallets. You got Amazon. You got Walmart. Um, you got Dunham's, Dick's Sporting Goods, Target, Sam's Club, Costco, Kohl's, J.C. Penney. I mean, when I first started, the two big ones were Kmart and Sears. Now, I'm not a big fan of Amazon pallets. I will tell you that much. I've dealt with them. I've made some money off of them, but I'm just not a big fan of Amazon pallets. It's a lot of Chinese stuff, and I'm not knocking the Chinese. I'm just saying. It's a lot of Chinese stuff, and a lot of the stuff's broken. So, like I said, I'm just not a big fan of the Amazon pallets. Um, I'm but I do like the J.C. Penney pallets. Walmart pallets are hit and miss. So for those of you that want to go out and buy pallets, I mean, you got Dollar General store pallets, you got the quote unquote Amazon monster pallets. You have all these pallets out there, and all these people are trying to scurry to buy them. And the problem is that you got to buy them right in order to make the money. And a lot of people aren't. I've seen a ton of people go out there and they buy these pallets and they think that they're going to become rich overnight. And that's not how it happens. Nothing happens overnight. If it does, please let me know how to do it, because apparently I'm doing something wrong. So you go out and you buy a pallet. Now, how would you do this? Well, first of all, you got to find somebody reputable. And I'm going to tell you why. Because most people, most businesses that get pallets cherry pick their pallets. They're going to sit there and say, no, we don't, no, we don't, no, we don't. Yes, you do. Most places, not all, but most places cherry pick their pallets. They go through the pallets, they pick out the best stuff, and then they leave the junk in the pallets. They might leave a couple items in there, and it's not worth the time and energy that's put forth to it. So with that being said, make sure you buy your pallets right. Don't spend out too much for a pallet, and try to make sure that you're able to look into it to see what's in the pallets. Now, we're going to start selling JCPenney pallets here, and it's going to, we're not going to charge a ton of money for them, and they're going to be sealed when they get here. You guys will be able to come in and we'll open up the pallets right in front of you. You'll be able to look through the pallets. We just don't want to have people picking through and trying to take one item out, put it in another pallet, blah, blah, blah. So that, but like I said, you got people selling pallets for $500-600, and there's not $200 worth of stuff in it. But they're going to sit there and tell you, oh, yeah. There's a ton of money in these pallets, and there isn't. Now, you're going to sit there and think, if I pay $500-600 for a pallet, the guy's going to tell you, oh, there's $3,000 to $5,000 worth of merchandise in that pallet. What, is it a pallet full of PlayStation 5s? Because that's not happening, okay? You're hoping and praying, because keep in mind, one major thing, something's only worth what someone's willing to pay for. So I don't care, I've got pallets in that had luggage that was $500 from JCPenney. So what do you think I should get out of it? $200, $250, $300? No, I got $75 out of it. Okay, because something's only worth what someone's willing to pay for, and you got to be willing to let go of it. Because the longer you keep your merchandise, the less money it's worth. Keep that in mind. Keep in mind, it used to be 20% of merchandise was throwaway. Now it's more like 35%. So you got to be careful what you're buying. I'm not putting in there. I'm just telling you, be careful what you buy. Okay? And then there comes the issue of, so you buy, let's say you buy a pallet. Say it's Walmart. Whatever. You buy it. Now you got to go through that. You got to go through every item. You got to find out what is broke. What do I have to throw away? What's missing pieces? What can I fix? What can I sell that doesn't have the pieces? And if it is missing pieces, can I get the pieces and still be able to turn a profit? That's the big thing. Profit is your big thing. So let's say you spend out 500, 600 for a pallet, and you want to at least double your money, if not triple your money. Now, I've bought pallets that I've made two, three, 4 or 5 times my money without any issue. But then I've bought pallets that I've just broke even. I've bought pallets that I didn't break even. You got to find your niche. You got to find out what you want to do, how you want to do it. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people hate on me, and they hate on me because one thing is that I'm successful at what I do. The other thing is because they're not doing it. Don't hate on somebody because you're mad because they're doing something that you want to do and you don't have the ambition or the initiative to go do it. You can do it. All you got to do is apply yourself. If you want to do something, get out there and do it. If you want to learn how to do something, go find somebody and have them teach you how to do it. If you can't do it or you don't know how to do it, come talk to me. I'll tell you how to do it. I'm not going to discourage you, but I am going to tell you the ins and outs. I'm not going to sit there and play games with people, sugarcoat things, or tell people that you can't do things, because you can. You're very capable. Mankind is capable, but you got to want to be able to do it. So, with that being said, if you buy your pallets, make sure that you buy them at the right price, and make sure that you check all your merchandise out, because the last thing you want to do is make a bunch of people mad because you sold a coffee pot that didn't heat up. So, anyways, the online auction is better in some respect to a live auction because you get more people on and you usually get better prices. The live auction's better because you get your money immediately, as compared to online auction where you have to wait for your money because people have to come pick it up. They have to set up times. It can be very stressful and very trying. So, I don't tell people not to do anything. What I do tell people to do is make sure that you look everything out. I didn't just do the online thing and just jump on it and say, hey, man, here I am. It literally took me weeks to figure out the pros and cons of it, the ins and outs. And I do believe that anyone can do what I do. Um, but keep in mind one major policy. Okay, one thing that I always keep through. If you can't afford to lose money, don't do it. A lot of people go belly up. A lot of people go bankrupt. A lot of people lose their butts because they're doing stuff and they don't understand what they're getting into. So keep that in mind. So with that being said, I'm going to sign off for now. I hope that we've had this conversation and everyone's cool. The next time we do it, I'm going to tell you where to get pallets and how to do it and how to break it down per piece and so forth. So everyone take care. Thanks for being on with me. This is Ken Corbin with the Auction Nemesis Talk Show. Everyone take care. God bless. It's been nice talking to you, and we'll be seeing you.